Welcome to Suburban Death Metal Dad Bonus Tracks, Episode 17, Best of Horror. And basically, this is just a series where I'm going to talk about horror movies that I'm a fan of. And, because in my opinion, being a fan of metal, being a fan of horror basically goes together. I'm just going to basically give a quick synopsis of each movie and my opinion of it. And I'm going to start things off with a movie from 2005 called The Descent by Neil Marshall. And this is actually a movie that I'm a real big fan of, and I haven't seen a lot of horror movies in, say, the past 10 to 15 years. Most of what I watch and know is, say, mid-2000s down, but this is one that I saw, pretty soon after it came out, so almost 20 years ago, and it's still, one of my favorites. It's really just dark and, really good story. And basically, the story is that there's a group of women who are friends and the outdoor adventure type, and they end up going on a expedition into a cave system. And the one girl who's basically supposed to be the guide for the trip lies to the rest of the team, and they don't go through the trail system in the caves that they thought they were going to. She decides to keep the map in the car and then go this other route that's, kind of unexplored. And once you know it, they get into trouble and run into some nasty underground mutants down there. Very violent, very bloody. And, it's just a really good story. It's really dark. No spoilers in this or anything, but, it's just from start to finish, a very engaging movie. And if you're a fan of horror, especially something that's a bit violent and dark, I think you'll like this one. All right, next on the list, a movie from 1996 that I probably saw for the first time like 5 years ago, and it's called The Dentist. And basically the story of this one is you have Dr. Feinstone, who's a dentist, has his own practice and a real perfectionist. And pretty early in the movie, he finds out that his wife is cheating on him and has a psychotic breakdown. And because of this, his staff and his patients suffer greatly. And it's just a very enjoyable movie from start to finish, directed by Brian Usna, who was involved with Bride of Reanimator and From Beyond, two other very good movies. So if something like this is sounding interesting to you, definitely check it out. All right, last on the list is a movie from 1970 by Dario Argento, The Bird with the Crystal Plumage. And if you don't know Dario Argento, he's pretty famous for Italian horror movies like Suspiria, Tenebrae, Opera. And anyway, this one I actually just saw for the first time about 2 weeks ago. And the story is there's an American writer named Sam who's in Rome with his girlfriend, and he ends up witnessing an attempted murder, and basically the police keep him around, trying to get as much information from him. Basically the lead investigator just is, asking him over and over again to remember every detail, because there's basically a series of murders they believe are connected, and they just want him to, provide as much information as possible to help catch the killer. And Sam ends up going off on his own quite a bit and doing his own investigation. And there's a lot of twists and turns, and it's dark, a good slasher film. So, if that's something that would be interesting to you, definitely check this one out. So, all right, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.